Husky Pups, it's Miss Stuff, and I'm back with more of our read aloud of James and the Giant Peach. Last we left off, the Cloudmen were making a rainbow, and the peach crashed right into that rainbow and it broke in half. And those Cloudmen were not too happy, but if you recall, the centipede was able to send one of the Cloudmen off by chewing away one of the strands that was tied to a seagull. So let's see what happens now as we pick up where we left off in our school-wide read aloud of James and the Giant Peach. It seemed like a long time before the seagulls were able to pull the peach away from that horrible rainbow cloud, but they managed it at last, and then everybody gathered around the wretched centipede and began arguing about the best way to get the paint off of his body. He really did look a sight. He was purple all over, and now the paint was beginning to dry and harden. He was forced to sit very stiff and upright, as though he were encased in cement, and all 42 of his legs were sticking out straight in front of him, like rods. He tried to say something, but his lips couldn't move. All he could do now was to make a gurgling noise in his throat. The old green grasshopper reached out and touched him carefully on the stomach. "But how could it possibly have dried so quickly?" he asked. "It's rainbow paint," James answered. "Rainbow paint dries very quick and very hard." "I detest paint," said Miss Spider. "It frightens me. It reminds me of Aunt Spiker, the late Aunt Spiker. I mean, because the last time she painted her kitchen ceiling, my dear, darling grandmother stepped into it by mistake when it was still wet, and there she stuck. And all through the night, all you could hear her calling, saying, 'Help! Help! Help!' It was heartbreaking to listen to her. But what could we do? Not a thing until the next day when the paint had dried, and then, of course, we all rushed over to her and calmed her down and gave her some food. Believe it or not, she lived for 6 months. Yes, I said it, 6 months like that, upside down on the ceiling with her legs stuck permanently in the paint. She really did. We fed her every day. We brought her fresh flies straight from the web. But then on the 26th of April oh my goodness, Aunt Sponge, the late Aunt Sponge, happened to glance up at the ceiling, and she spotted her. "A spider!" she cried. "A disgusting spider! Quick, fetch me the mop with the long handle." And then, it was awful. I can't bear to think of it. Miss Spider wiped away a tear and looked sadly at the centipede. "You poor thing," she murmured. "I do feel very sorry for you." "It'll never come off," the earthworm said brightly. "Our centipede will never move again. He will turn into a statue, and we shall be able to put him in the middle of the lawn with a bird bath on top of his head." "We could try peeling him like a banana," the old green grasshopper suggested. "Or rubbing him with sandpaper," the ladybug said. "Now, if he stuck out his tongue," the earthworm said, smiling a little for perhaps the first time in his life, "if he stuck it out really, really far, then we could all catch hold of it and start pulling. If we pulled hard enough, we can turn him inside out, and he'd have some new skin." There was a pause while the others considered this interesting proposal. "I think," said James, "I think that the best thing to do—" Then he stopped. What was that? I heard a voice. I heard someone shouting. Oh no, who could it possibly be? Well, my friends, in Chapter 30, we are going to soon find out. We've almost wrapped up our read aloud, so think about what might be coming next as we pick up with our school-wide read aloud of James and the Giant Peach tomorrow. Catch you later, Husky Pups. Have a great day.